All right, can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. What up, Michelle? I need everybody in here to share this video. I believe this is going to change your life. This is going to be very deep, very introspective, and I really feel like if you understand what I'm saying today, you can experience some change in your life. What up, Jamal? How y'all doing? I want to give it no time for people to come on here. If you share, type share. I'm going to shout you out. Light up the chat. Let me know how you feeling. What up, Lacey? How you doing? Thanks, everybody, for dropping in here. I really appreciate you, man. I know I haven't went live in a minute, but I really want to, I really had this message. Hopefully, I can articulate it in the way that I feel needs to be articulated, but I'm going to trust that it's going to go the way it needs to go. So I want to jump right in this, and feel free to share this. Make sure you heart this, comment. It helps this video get more in the algorithm to get it to hearts that need it, that don't know it exists. So your actions and the things that you do in this live are very important. So comment away, like this post, share it, all the things. But I want to just challenge you with something. And this might hurt a little bit. It might hurt your feelings, but it's true. And I realize this about my own life. A lot of people in this world have misplaced faith. And I want you to hear me what I'm saying. Like, faith is everything in this world. Okay, faith is everything. And I want to start here with this before I jump into that. You know, when I talk to individuals, 85% of people that I talk to, they tell me that they're mentally drained. They're telling me that they're just managing life. I'm just managing my life. I'm just managing my stress. I'm just managing my day-to-day. I'm just checking off the boxes. You know, I'm going to work and coming back home. I'm just trying to get through the day. And the thing that I know is true is that most people that have that mindset of what I call manage mode, they're just managing everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to show you today how that is really hurting your life, because most people are just living life to get by. Most people are just living life on autopilot day in and day out, and they're not changing anything. Only 5% of those people that I talk to out of the 85% are actually what I call creator mode. Right? They're creating the life that they want to live. And a lot of us, we're waking up and we're managing a life that we don't even want. We're managing a life that we don't even want. That's why we feel disconnected. That's why we feel empty. That's why we have lack of fulfillment, because we are literally waking up every single day. We want to change. We want better, but we continue to just manage the stress. We manage the drama. We manage the toxicity. We just manage the trauma. We just manage it and manage it and manage it. And when you're managing it, that means that you're just trying to get it under control, but you're not changing it. I want to give you something, literally, if you understand this, that's why I tell you it all starts with you. It will change your life. I want you to think about, what can you create? No longer managing stress. We're creating environments that bring us no stress. That's why I'm in nature right now. That's why I'm doing trail running. That's when I'm moving my body, because that helps me. No longer just managing getting done wrong. No, we're actually going to create a life of worth, and we're going to live the life that we deserve. And I realize you have a choice in this world. You either can manage the life that you don't want, or you can create the life that you know you deserve. You know you're capable of living. And that's a decision that you have to make in your life. But you got to have faith, man. And a lot of us, we have misplaced faith. We have faith in things that are going to go wrong. I'm not trying to get deep, but you are just an observer of your thoughts. That's why it's important to meditate if you have anxiety. That's why it's important to go in nature if you have a lot of stress. Why? Because when you're having anxiety, millions of thoughts are running rampant throughout your head. And you're just grabbing whatever meanings, grabbing whatever observation, but you didn't have time to really observe. And you're trusting your five senses to decide what's right for your life. And a lot of us, we live in this hope. And I want to just tell you, hope is not good enough, because hope is still belief that it's not going to happen, that it could not happen. Faith is saying, you know what? I'm going to be an observer of my thoughts. I'm going to meditate so I can slow down my thoughts. And I realize that whatever meaning I attach to that thought is going to become me. Some of us, we're living a life that we don't deserve because of the thoughts that we're feeding ourselves, because of stories that we're feeding ourselves, because of things that we accept. And I'm going to tell you what's true about life that I believe. And I hope that you get this. I realize this is true. Whoever you convince yourself that you are, your life will go find evidence of that in the real world. I'm going to say that again. Whoever you convince yourself, right? Faith, what you believe that you are, whatever you position your faith around. A lot of us, we position our faith around worthlessness. That's why we feel like that. A lot of us, we place our faith around, oh, things will never change. Oh, I'm not enough. We place our faith around that. So what's going to happen? We're going to start to believe that we're that, and we're going to find support and evidence of that in this world. And so, oh, I'm not enough. This person does me wrong. Yep, I'm not enough. Oh, this person to support me. Yep, I'm not enough. Oh, this person, I post something, nobody like my post. So yep, I'm not enough. And that's how you're living your life. And a lot of people don't realize how deep this is. But if you start feeding yourself things that are positive, things that you believe is true, if you start creating the life that you want to live, what I mean, I'm not talking about no magic stuff. I'm talking about, you know what? I'm going to go walk today. I'm going to create better health for myself. You know what? I'm going to do the idea. I'm going to start the thing. You know what? I'm going to walk away from these environments that don't serve me. I cannot do it by myself, right? We cannot align things around us. That's what God does. But we have to be able to take the step, because you got to realize you are a magnet. And everything that you feed your soul, everything that you accept, everything in your life that you believe, you are strengthening your magnet. And that magnet is being pulled by what you believe. So if you believe that you're less, guess what? That strength of less, that frequency of less, all of that stuff is going to pull you back to feeling like you're less. The magnet is you. The magnet doesn't go either way. It's only strengthened by the pull of what you feed your beliefs. So if I believe that I'm positive, if I believe that, you know what, I am enough, if I believe I am worthy, even if I don't have support and evidence, then guess what? That magnet is going to pull. That force, that strength is going to pull. That's why we have to have faith in things that we can't even see. Because we got to believe by the position of our faith that everything is working out, that things are going according to plan. Even if I don't understand the journey, I don't understand the path, I trust that the journey is right for my life. That's why faith is so important. But a lot of you have misplaced faith. A lot of you are positioning yourself around things that make you feel like you're less, that validate you feeling like you're less, that validate you feeling like you're enough, you're not enough. And you start to believe that. And so you start to find support and evidence of that, that now becomes you and creates this idea that you are not enough. So I want to tell you right now, you got to break free from everything that doesn't serve you. Everything. And I get it. It's tough. That's why it's important to meditate, so you can slow down your thoughts. You can slow down yourself. Some of you are moving fast all the time. Go, 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 go. And whatever thought that you have, oh, I'm not enough. Oh, I'm anxious. And you accept that. And you start to be that and live that. You start to become that creature. And that's not you. That's why it's important to pray, breathe, slow down. And you realize that you are an observer of your thought. And he that is in you is greater than anything that you observe. So when you truly know God is for you and God got you, you start to realize and trust that everything is power and everything is working out the way it should work out. And you start to make better choices. You start to detach from any negative thing in your life, any negative thought, any negative opinion. You don't identify with it. You disassociate with that. And you start to believe the things that you truly are. And you start to realize I'm an observer of these thoughts, so I can pick and choose what I want to believe. Here's a thought of negativity. I'm going to just let that pass. That's not me. Here's a thought that I'm enough. I'm going to grab onto that thought. Here's a thought that I'm going to be more financially secure in the future. I'm going to grab onto that thought. And these thoughts that I grab upon and I observe and I demonstrate in my life. And that's the key. You got to demonstrate these things in your life. So you can't think that you're enough, but you demonstrate selling for less in your life, because you're going to believe the actions that you take in your life. So if I believe that I'm enough, I'm going to demonstrate that I'm enough, whether that is coming out here and proving to myself that I'm worth my health, whether that's leaving a toxic situation and proving to myself that I'm worth more than this. You got to go on demonstration mode. And a lot of us, we don't want to believe this because it's not tangible, because we can't see the physical evidence of it. And we start to feed negativity into our mind, which grows in our soul and becomes who we are. So I got to tell you right now, man, you got to start really disconnecting from anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's not pushing you forward. And you got to get out of manager mode. Stop managing stress. Stop managing anxiety. Stop managing toxicity. Stop managing these things and go create the life that you want. Go create what you need. Go create what you deserve. Stop managing a life that you don't want. Think about it. So many people in this world are managing a life that they don't want. A life where they wake up and they don't feel excited about the day. Just imagine waking up and being enthusiastic and being great. I can't even think of a word that's so, being so in love with your life, because you started to create what you need by the choices that you make. And I want y'all to hear me, man. This is deep and this is real. Some of you speak death into your life, and you might say, Trent, it's hard. You know why it's so easy to believe in negative? Which is crazy, because the same energy it takes to believe in negative, you can believe in positive. Because it's a lot easier to believe based upon your current experience of life. So you are easily believe negative if you're living a negative life. If you're experiencing things that don't align with what you really want out of life, you're going to believe that, oh, this is true about me because I'm experiencing this in life right now. Yeah, I hear what Trent's saying, but I'm going to believe that life is sucks because this is what I experience right now. But you got to be able to disassociate and detach from that and start saying, you know what? I'm going to feed my life and feed my mind and my soul and my life the words, the thoughts, the affirmations, the belief that's aligned with my soul. I'm not going to accept anything. So for the rest of this day, just try it. Right? If it's something negative, don't attach your belief, don't attach your truth to that. And just let it flow. Be like, that's not me. That's not me. And start finding the thoughts and beliefs that really serve you. Like, that's how you grow your emotional mental health in your life. That's why I'm out here. Nobody's out here with me. I'm an observer of my thoughts. I'm in a place of peace. I can slow down. And I can decide and speak out loud what I want to create. Through obviously the grace of God, because I only can do the action. I only can have the belief. God brings that alignment. And what I've known in my life, when I truly believe, when I become that being, everything that I ask for that's in his will for my life, it comes true. But that's a deep level of spirituality that you have to tap into, because you are creating the life that you live with every choice, every decision, every belief. And that subconscious mind, that's the one that's running your life. That's the one that's keeping you addicted. That's the one that's keeping you chained. And the only way we can work through that is our consciousness to the conversations we have with ourselves. Our consciousness towards our beliefs that we have about ourselves. And when you can get to that point in your life, things will change. And you know what? Externally, things might not even change externally, but you'll change internally. You'll have more peace in your life. You have more peace in your life. And that's what I want for you, more fulfillment. So the moral of this whole live was to tell you and ask yourself what you're going to be. And I want you to type in the chat. Either you're going to be in manager mode, where you're just managing the life that you don't want, the life that you complain about, the life that you hate, the life that you're depressed about. Or you're going to go into a creator mode and say, I'm going to create the life that I believe I deserve. And it's going to start by what I accept true about myself. That's where I'm going to start. If I know it doesn't align with my best life and my highest self and the greatest version of me, I am not going to accept it. No matter how easy it is to believe that that's true, I'm not going to accept it. Just try that for the next 30 days, next 10 days, next day, next hour. Just try that next 10 minutes and realize that you are the observer of your thoughts. That's it. And the meanings you give things will control how you see yourself, will control your self-worth. That's why I spend so much time out in nature, man, because nature is God's playground. It's God's natural medicine for the soul. I believe this is the number one spot to get connected to God, get connected to Jesus. I really believe that. I don't know why it is, but it's God's masterpiece. And I believe it holds a spiritual energy that no place holds. And when you can get around life and plants and oxygen and just in general, you hear birds chirping, right? You see life in nature. You'll believe that your life has meaning too. So I encourage each and every one of you to start thinking like that and say, you know what? I'm not going to manage the life that I don't want anymore. I'm not just going to make it through the day. I'm not just going to check off the boxes. I'm not just going to pick up the kids and, go back to sleep. I'm not going to just, do this and do that. I'm not just going to do the everyday autopilot stuff that doesn't satisfy my soul. I'm not doing that no more. And I'm going to wake up every single day and I'm going to go create the life that I want by making a choice. Even if the choice is today, I am not going to believe any negativity in my life. I'm not going to believe anything that doesn't align with my highest self. I'm going to create my safe space today. You know what? I'm going to create what I need in my life as far as business-wise. I'm going to take that step. Creation is everything. Either creating the life that you don't want or the life that you truly deserve. Like I always tell you, it all starts with you. Thank you guys, man. I've been going live on TikTok a lot. So make sure you follow me there, Trent Shelton. Also, oh yeah, let me put this down here. Well, I don't have my phone number here, but I have a phone number. The text community is back. Somebody might know it in here, so type it in the chat. Or when I get off this live, I'll pin it to the comments. But I do have a new text community, so for you guys that used to love the text community, get text, it's back. I have a number you actually can text and be a part of. But yeah, man, take care of yourself. It all starts with you. And I hope today, I know it wasn't one of these messages that's just like, you know, just straight motivational. But today is one of these messages like, if you really get it, your life will change, man. Hope I explained it well enough. You know, it's very hard to articulate exactly what I'm feeling when it comes to these things, but the best way I can put it is just get sick and tired of managing a life that you don't want. You know, just getting by, just making it. When there's an abundance of life that's ready for you, that's available to you. But you got to be able to break away from the life that you don't want, as hard as that is, and be able to see yourself as something different. Or be able to see yourself as your true self. Be able to see yourself as your greatest you. You know, create that energy around yourself. Create that happiness. As I always say, the people with the happiest people that I know have the healthiest perspective. It's like they see the good in everything. And that alone just reduces anxiety and stress, which are chronic silent killers, man, of our health. But the happiest people that I know have the healthiest perspective. They just find joy in it all. And I think they've mastered what I talked about today. They realize that I'm just an observer. And where I position my faith means everything. I can position my faith in the negative and believe that God doesn't care about me, believe that I'm not lovable, believe all these things. Or I can position my faith in the positive and know that God has a plan and know that I'm an amazing human being and know that everything that's in the will for my life is coming to my life and know my breakthrough is on the way. Know God's going to put my name in the rooms and minds of those that make decisions. You know, that's one of my biggest prayers that I pray out here in nature is, God, just put my name on the mind or bring my video across a mind that can make a decision where I can make a lot of impact. And I can tell you, man, within like a week, somebody calls me and asks me, can I do something? So I believe that's one of the best prayers that you can make, man, is just like, hey, God, if it's in your will, of course, just put my name, you know, around decision makers, around environments that I can make a difference, that they could see you through me. And when you have your faith positioned that way, you can't lose in life. There's no loss. There's no failure. There's no negative. It's only what we observe through our five senses that we say this is that and that is this. Right? Our eyes tell us, oh, this is beautiful, this is not. Our smell says, this stinks, this doesn't. Our ears say, oh man, this sounds good, this doesn't sound good. Our hands say, oh, this feels right, this doesn't feel right. And most of us are being guided by those five senses without being aware. And the scary part about that is that your senses, because you've misplaced your faith, you position yourself in lack and less and negativity, that everything you see that could be good, you might see that's bad. Everything that you feel that actually might feel good, you're going to label it as bad. Because you see that everything is working against you. And I know there's some exceptions to the rule with that. But you got to work really that subconscious mind, man. That's your computer behind your brain. That's in your brain. That's controlling everything about yourself. That's why no matter how much will you have, how much whatever, you can't break free from things that are breaking you immediately. You have to change your whole entire thought pattern, your whole entire mindset, your whole entire belief system. And that's how you truly free yourself. That's how you really free yourself. That's how you heal. Right? He or she that is sick only believes that they're sick. He or she that's weak only believes that they're weak. When I look at my life, as I always say, life is a terrible gift wrapper. When I looked at my life, things on the surface level didn't look like they were good for me. Things on the surface level didn't look like it was for me. But as I dug a little deeper in, I trusted. Even when I didn't understand, I trusted even when it didn't make sense. It turned out that everything was working for me. That even when they sent this harm, God intended it for good. And so as I operate through life now, I'm not perfect with it. But it's very rare that I attach my worth, I attach my being to anything that keeps me from the greatest version of myself. And so, yeah, everybody has their experience too. What I'm saying is my experience. You might say, oh, I don't believe that, or that's not true for this. That's your experience. And that's what you choose to believe. But don't take what I'm saying out of context. Neither. Please don't take what I'm saying out of context. But I truly believe that we are our biggest hindrance because of how we define things and the things that we give meanings to. When you can understand that, I believe your life will change. So Shawnice, I get you, I hear you, I see you, man. I get you, I hear you, I see you. I get you, I hear you, I see you. I respect your observations. But, I just want to share that with y'all today. I really don't have a lot of things to talk about, but obviously I don't want to leave. But I just want to share y'all exactly renew your mind, renew your spirit. And it's just crazy to me how most people, like I said, 85% of people are managing a life that they don't like. And they're calling that life. Right? Managing a life that they don't like and they're calling that life. And I don't know. There's something in me that's never comfortable with that. Never comfortable with just waking up every day on autopilot and complaining about, man, I hate this job, I hate this life, but I don't ever have time for myself. And like I said, the truth is, if you don't make a change, right, you're never going to experience anything different. And it's true. When it comes to health, you might say, man, I'm tired of my weight. I'm tired of being obese. I'm tired of being skinny. I'm tired of being this, whatever. I'm tired of, having aches and pains. I'm tired of it. And you can be tired of it, but you wake up every day, just let me take a little aspirin. Let me manage it. Right? Let me just manage this. Let me just do this. Let me just, just do this today. And you're not creating a new neurological pathway in your brain. You're just managing. It's kind of like, you're not looking for the cure. You're just managing it. And I think so many people live life like that. And that's why it gets exhausting, because eventually you only have so much energy to keep managing the things that are literally draining your battery times 100. So I always look for ways in my life where I'm sick and tired. And I say, okay, Trent, if I'm sick and tired of looking in the mirror and being fat, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about myself. I'm not shaming nobody, but just for me, and I'm out of shape and I don't like the person I see in the mirror and it doesn't look like discipline. You know what I do? I say, okay, I'm going to create, by action and thought and by faith, a new neurological pathway that starts to build that magnet of health, that starts to build that magnet of, you know what? I am my greatest body. I am my greatest health. And I start to build that magnet choice by choice until it becomes me. And of course, the outward manifestation takes longer than the inward belief and the inward action, right? Of course, it's going to take a long time for me to actually see it when I look in the mirror. But once it becomes a habit and a routine, everything changes. That's why habits are everything. That's why routines are everything. Habits are formed based upon faith, I believe. Habits are formed based upon, your subconscious mind operating. So again, what you believe that you are is who you're going to operate in this real world. And that comes from habits, beliefs, disciplines. You got to go create the change that you wish to see. Right? You got to create the change that you wish to see and say, you know what? I'm in creator mode. I'm going to create something different. And the first change that you need to make is how you see yourself and how you observe your life. That's the first step. Being conscious of where your faith is. We all have faith. Every single human being has faith. Everybody has faith. It's just, where's your faith positioned? If your faith is positioned in a power perspective, then you're going to see is everything that's working for you. Right? If your faith is positioned in a power perspective, you're going to see everything is working for me. Everything is good. You know what? This happened, but it's building this. This happened, but everything's going to get better, right? Everything's going to get better. Things could be worse. But then on the opposite, when you position your faith in a prison perspective, you're seeing everything is, oh, that's easier said than done. But Trent, you don't understand. But this and but that. And then now you live this life just managing some stuff that you don't want. Just think about that for a second, y'all. 85% of people in this world are living a life managing some things that they don't want. Right? Some of us manage a relationship that we don't want. Managing a job that we don't want. Managing a being that we don't want. Some of us, we managing being unhealthy. I'm about to lose some people here, man. But we managing being unhealthy. And I had this conversation with myself. We just managing being out of shape. We just managing, well, I'm not going to eat this bad tonight. Or I'm not going to do this. I'm going to walk once. And we manage it. And it never really changes because we just managing some stuff that ain't healthy. Instead of actually creating a new being, creating your choice away from a new beginning, creating something new, creating a whole different frequency of your life and saying, you know what? I'm going to now create something different. How I see myself, how I believe, what I do, how I operate. But maybe I'm just talking to myself. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense today, to be honest with you, because this is a very deep, spiritual, conversation. And it's so hard to articulate and to explain. But I hope that you got something from today. And I hope that you realize what I'm saying. And it just comes down to understanding life. Life is not negative and positive based upon thought alone. We all have thought. We're all thinking something. Right? It's like a stream, a river. Thought is a stream of consciousness that just flows. But I feel like the magnet that you have in your soul, and that comes from what you tell yourself, how you pray, you meditate. But the magnet that you have in your soul will attract the true nature of how you see yourself. That's why sometimes things come into our life. We're like, man, why am I always attracting toxicity? Why am I always attracting, this? Why am I always, this is always happening. This is always happening. Because I believe deep down, man, it's our true being that's attracting that. You ever have something in life, and I'm sorry I'm getting off the script, man. I might be going too deep, but I'm just following my thought right now, my heart. You ever have something in life that's right there, but you don't see it because you're not conscious of it? Because you're just in a whole different plane of consciousness or life or perspective that you don't even see it. You ever done that before where it's right there? You're people are like, you didn't see that? No, I didn't see it. Because you're not looking for it. Because you're not looking for it because you don't identify with that. But the things you identify with, you're going to gravitate and see. When I got my new car, I started to see my new car a lot because now my new car I identify. This is my car. Now I started seeing it. Before I got that car, I never seen that car really. It never happens to you? And I just think about things like that. Where does that come from? Why is it that way? And I do definitely believe that it's how we shape our magnet inside of our soul and our life. And if life is a river that's always flowing, what dictates and decides what we gravitate to and what we magnetize to. And I really believe it's how we see ourselves and the belief and the perspective. That's why I say the greatest war is an internal one. If you can start talking to yourself different, believing in yourself different, if you can just start speaking life into your life all the time, you can meditate to slow down your thought, to breathe, to slow down your thought, and just be an observer and say, that's not true about me. Trent, man, life is terrible right now. That's not true about me. Life is less, and you should worry. It's not true. Man, life is abundant, Trent. Life is abundant. Trent, you're healed right now. Yep, I'm healed. Trent, you'll be injured forever. Nah, I don't identify with that. Not true. Right? And you start to attach yourself to truths you attach yourself to so much truth and positive that now you believe it and you become that being. I don't know, man. It's true for me. I know this might have been left field or right field for some of you, but I really believe like that's life. Because it's crazy. Every time I come out here, I feel like this. Every time I come out to the trails, I feel at peace. Any worry that I had, it's like, it's lowered. Any stress is like gone pretty much. And I'm just happy about life. And the crazy thing about it, that nothing has changed in my life. Like nothing has changed. It's just that how I'm observing my life has changed. What I'm deciding to believe about my life has changed. And that's where you win at life at. Some of us are depressed because, again, we are believing that we're less. We are managing a life that we don't want. And that's no way, you can't heal yourself from that. That's why I say it's better to go for it than just watch it go by. Failure only exists in a life that doesn't try. Why be the one that lives but never feels alive? Be the one that knows the sky isn't the limit because you wasn't afraid to fly. And that's how I just think about life. So hopefully this has resonated with some of you, man. I appreciate the support. I'm about to get out this hot Texas sun, and I'll be tapping into y'all with a lot more. Make sure you follow me on LinkedIn, Trent Shelton, YouTube, Trent Shelton. Definitely TikTok. I go live more on TikTok than I do on Facebook right now. I'm going to start trying to get in here. Y'all got to share this, man. We got to get this energy back up on Facebook. But yeah, man, just think about that tonight. Let me know in the chat your biggest takeaway, like what really stuck with you, because I love to make a video over that that's more concise. And again, if you can like this post and you can share this, it's going to reach more people. And maybe even tell somebody, hey, man, at minute 26, man, something that you need to listen to, right? Share it with somebody, not just share it, but say, hey, listen to this because I feel like it can help you with X, Y, Z. All right? I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get it.